Well, we're back. It's back. The bike is back. So what happened? So, it was a couple of weekends ago that you all saw the video where I went to the Near Rally at Field and Forest. Had a great time for all of 18 miles, and then the bike died. And then we spent a couple of hours pulling it apart, and we came to a place where it was like, well, it doesn't work. And so I dropped it off at the nearest Husqvarna dealer. Now, we have Edelman Sales in Troy, New York, where I bought the bike, but they're a full 4 hours away each way. And so that would have meant 16 hours of driving to get the bike to and from Edelman, because I had to drop it off. They said it would have been about a week as opposed to 2 weeks, but, so this place, Sohegan Motorsports in Milford, New Hampshire, they originally told me August 15th, and then they got it down to July 30th was when they looked it up. Now, they called me the afternoon of the 30th, Friday, and they said it's done. And I said, what happened? And they said it was electrical, and they had to replace a part. And Husqvarna is obviously going to pay the bill for that because there's only a couple hundred miles in the odometer. Now, the question is, was I to blame for this? Maybe. So if you go through here, so this is obviously a 2020 701 long range, heavily modified. If you go down here, you'll see that we have no O2 sensor running from the exhaust header. In fact, where the O2 sensor used to terminates now to a Rottweiler fuel dongle. So hey, there's something that's modifying the fueling. Primarily the air to fuel ratio and the sensor coming out of the O2 sensor, or the header, sorry. On this side, we have the canister delete for the charcoal canister, so that's gone. You've got all the stuff here that's kind of affiliated with that. And yes, my brake fluid arrived to me that black, so we'll flush it soon, I promise. What was happening was whenever you turn the key, if you're a 701 or 690 owner, when you turn the key, you get a solid kind of fuel sound, a fuel primer sound that never turns off. It just has a little bit worse. Now let's see if we can recreate it for you guys. Listen closely here. It's still going if you can hear it or not. And then it turns off. So that was happening. And so with that sound, and having checked all the fuses, we thought, well, it couldn't be fuel related, but it turns out it was. No fuel was getting to the motor. They replaced a part, and off we went. So, I don't know what happened. Still kind of in the dark, I guess is the best way to put it. The guy was super rushed when I picked it up Saturday morning at 8 a.m. And he did say that, plus we have a bunch of sensors in here. The ABS sensor is in there. The ABS dongle is in there. I've got the side stand switch disabled as well. Whole bunch of stuff going on. He said if it happens again, let him know and they can ship me the part because it's pretty easy to do. It was less than an hour of labor. But that I should, in that case, take off all the modifications that do anything having to do with fueling. Just take them off and basically run it without those for a while and reintroduce those back slowly as if you're troubleshooting the problem to find out exactly what the issue is. Because you can't just, as you all know, you can't just throw a bunch of shit on a bike and then expect to be able to diagnose the problem whenever something starts happening. So I'm not one of those guys all about the drama. The truth is, I got a lot of weird comments about things, Here's the thing. Brand new bike. Shit happens. It's under warranty. They replaced a part related to electronics. It wasn't a fuse. And it's working again for how long, who knows. It is a KTM product, so I hold little faith that it will be problem-free. All KTM bikes have problems. So until it happens again, I'm going to keep riding it. I've got a truck for a reason. The truck is there to save my ass if it happens again. But the bike is back. That's all that matters. Heather and I rode yesterday. I'll do a video tomorrow on that. Heather and I rode yesterday and went fine for the hour, no issues. Oh, the only thing I have a problem with, and I need to figure, if you guys have a suggestion, please link me to a part. But if you look under here, see that little nozzle right there? So the 69701 Enduros have a little tube that allows overflow fuel to go out. The problem with this bike is it has a splitter. This is one side of the splitter. And so because there are two fuel tanks, they both terminate to this little thing here and they go down to the hose. When I removed the charcoal canister, I eliminated this hose. And I asked Rottweiler, hey, what do I do about this? And they said, don't worry about it. But when I top this thing up with gas, I lose about half a gallon through this thing, just filling the fuel tank up. So I need to plug this hole with something. And so I don't actually know what to use. It needs to be able to, to not get disintegrated by gasoline. But if you have an idea for what to put there, please link me up and I'll stick something in there. That'll solve my problem. I just need to basically close the splitter up. Yeah, that's kind of a stupid thing to ask for help on the internet too, but I don't know how to research it. Last complaint while I have you guys is the Renasco seat. I sent them an email and I said, guys, I bought a blue seat, but it's not blue anymore. If you take the seat off, it used to look like this, and then then you turn it over and it's like that. And so I basically sent a message saying, hey, I paid for a blue seat here. I took a scrub brush to it, think it was baked in dirt. No, it's just faded. So I don't know. I think I would have rather preferred to just get like black if I had known it was going to do this. So any advice, let me know. Maybe it is just a workmanship or materials issue. All right, that's it for this update. Bike is back. I'm not riding it for a few weeks. That's why I wasn't really concerned earlier about the August 15th date from Sohegan, because I'm leaving tomorrow for, tomorrow, you probably won't see this video. I'm leaving for Branson, Missouri for a BMW MOA board meeting. And then I come back next week, and then I head to the BMW RA rally next Wednesday in Waynesville, North Carolina, outside of Asheville. Hopefully I'll see you there. And then I come back and I have 1 week back before the GS Trophy qualifier in Greer, South Carolina. So maybe I should just leave my bike down there instead of trailering it all the way back to New Hampshire, just drive it back south again. All right, guys. See you later. Have fun. Rock on and be safe.